Other than that, that should be good.
Cool.
This is pretty much just open forum at this point when it comes to us. You got our boss man here is.
Are those pay envelopes?
Pay envelopes, yeah.
All right, so I'll do my normal intro. Obviously, say hello to each of you. Blah blah blah, and then we'll just kind of just go from there, see what happens from there. Because as Deathproof goes, usually everything's on the fly, anyways, right? So 3, 2. From the 905s, whoever you are, this is Schwa Wars. Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Haze. Joining me at this time for Tales of Barbed Wire and Brotherhood is none other than the Bob Ross of Barbed Wire himself, the King of Pain, Mr. Nickname himself. The King of Dick, the Mayor of Dick Punch City, whatever you want to say. The one and only Warhed. Chad, how's it going, man?
Good. Thanks for having me back on your show.
Of course. And of course, when it comes to Deathproof, one person's usually not far behind, normally because he wants to get paid as well, so he's usually tagging along, waiting for an envelope. Josh VANDERCRUZ, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, but I'm probably one of the least egotistical guys in that locker room.
I don't know, man. I've heard you talk, on the show there and back. I've heard that ego.
Vander's always trying to measure his dick up against Psycho Mike's.
Well,
man, I gave him a good run for his money.
The cuff. Normally, I have a whole bunch of prepared questions. I kind of lead a bit of a format, but you know what? At this point, we're just kind of see what happens. And of course, Mr. Warhed here as well has the gasoline that's going to help fuel the fire for this podcast as well. He has written down cue cards that's going to kind of
flashcards, not cue cards. Cue cards is something you read off. Flashcards just have one word on them.
Perfect.
Yeah,
and then you're doing that and, just kind of giving our overall opinions, thoughts, stories, whatever comes to mind when it comes to these amazing topics, because, of course, who would know the history of Deathproof better than the three of us?
One of the hotel rooms, and there was just a bunch of, ECW guys who, I grew up watching, and they're all...
Yeah, it was Lil Guido, it was Pitbull, Too Cold Scorpio, and...
Balls.
Yeah.
We're all just smoking a joint.
Fonzie.
Oh, yep.
Well, someone had to call it right down the middle, obviously.
Oh no, it was just so funny. Wasn't Kid Cash there, too?
Oh, yeah, Kid Cash,
Yeah. Oh, man. Too funny. And because I'm just standing there kind of in the corner. I'm like, I can't remember who. It might have been... Scorpio offered me the joint. I'm like, no, I'm good. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. And just listening to them talk and shoot the shit and tell stories. I'm like, it was just so cool being a fly on the wall in that moment. But and then the next day we did the shows, and it was a lot of fun. The first one turned out pretty good. I got paid, I think, a little bit for that show. I can't remember how much, but we got paid. I got to ref. Sorry?
You want to know why you got paid?
Probably because you.
Because I had the choice of either me wrestling Balls and then me wrestling another ECW guy. But I said, hey, for whatever you're going to pay me and the ECW guy, can you just split that and... I bring in a bunch of my friends and we do a match. He's like, yeah, if you want to. That's how the match and bringing everyone in happened.
Yeah, so the first
I'm supposed to face Homicide.
You're supposed to face who?
Homicide.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Yeah, I would have been very okay with that match, actually.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
So there was that, and then we did the main event, and I got paid for doing one match. I'm like, that's sweet.
What about you, Chad? Any nice memories of the first Hardcore Road Trip before we really get into the debacle of the second one?
Balls dislocated my thumb. I accidentally saw Too Cold's big ass fucking dick. I got into some drugs with some idols.
But Hardcore Road Trip 2, of course, that's the one that all of us are. We're there for it as well. And I just, for myself, I remember getting there a little bit later because I was with my ex's family at the time. And I think I wound up staying, I forget whose room I was with. Was I with you, Josh?
No,
I don't think so.
I have a whole story about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I was with Flex. I think actually.
No, I was. I was.
Who the hell was I staying with then?
I don't know. I was with Flex and someone else.
All right then. Well, anyways.
Yeah, the hotel situation. Yeah, you didn't room with Flex. I did.
Okay. I don't remember who I roomed with at this point then.
I think you picked up a chick while we were like at the show.
Okay.
And she stayed in the room with us. We had 2 beds. And Flex thinks like the lights go out. The lights go out. It's only been like 5 minutes. And he's like, okay, Vander's probably sleeping. And he starts banging the chick in the bed beside me. I'm still awake the whole time, like, this is fucking awkward. 10 minutes later, they stopped. And I was so tempted. I wish I would have. And I told him this like a year afterwards. And he laughed. He's like, you should have. That would have been fucking funny. I wish I was like, well, that didn't last very long. Oh.
It stunk like copper, and we lost fans at the one Rockpile show where it just bled everywhere. It was awful.
Oh, like I think he bled in somebody's nachos too. I think at that one point, someone I know.
Gotta control the bleeding, like easy.
See,
how do you do that? Out of curiosity, just as a side note here.
So road trip was the only time that I actually smelt it. Like that was the only time I actually felt like queasy. Yeah. Because he lost so much blood, I could smell it. Yeah.
I will say too, like the one thing that I really took away with that is just how dedicated and amazing the fan base is of professional wrestling. As you were saying before, of like everyone just coming together and doing what they can to help everybody. So like, yeah, it was a dark day for like a lot of pro wrestling fans and stuff like that. And like, it can really turn somebody off, but like just seeing like that sense of community from all aspects of like, hey, we're all human, let's help people out. Like that is one of the best takeaways I took from the hardcore road trip. So that's just myself though.
I remember Delaney was outside, like I was smoking, which is weird now, but I was smoking outside. Delaney came out. He's like all fucking pissed off about his match, and like we're talking. He's like, back when I was on WWE, I'm like, you're on WWE? He's like, yeah, man, for like 3-4 years. I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't watch. So now it's Haze.
Yeah.
Tell me what to stop.
Stop.
Fuck you, pick again.
What the fuck? This is an outrage.
1. Yes, it's Lucha Proof 1. We had Jesus Rodriguez and Smiley booked. What 2 guys didn't show up? Jesus Rodriguez and Smiley. So then we had to throw the card around and switch some shit up and like that. And I was like, fuck. I was supposed to be retired because I got that really bad head injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry, babe. I have to do this match. Jordan's like, who can you get to wrestle this quick? Hey, Viking, you want to come down in 3 days? Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, man. Let's do this.
Good old Viking.
It was a good match. Small little tidbit from that match that no one, probably besides you and I, will know. And it's one of the reasons why I stopped wearing like dress pants to ref in them, and I would just get black jeans. I guess at one point, like moving around, I ripped my pants. It was small enough, but I guess I was really close to Chad. And he just whispers to me, and I think he like put his finger near. He's like, "You got a hole in your crotch," and he poked through the hole of my pants. Yeah. So from that time on, I just bought black jeans.
And
nice.
To Proof 2. That's when Team Vanderhead faced White Cap Circus.
Yep.
And Puro was just sitting ringside watching, and I'm like, oh shit, we didn't plan a lot.
And then
Chimo hits me with the barbed wire thing he's got in the stomach. I grab it, and then he pulls it out. And I have a scar. You probably can't see, but I've got a scar right here.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Right off the beginning of the match, I was fucking bleeding like a sieve. I'm like, oh, all right, Vander, get in there, get your ass kicked a bit.
Yeah.
And such a shitty fucking match. It was not good by any means. And Vampiro was chewing us out.
No, he was no.
What?
When we got backstage, he's like, "That was a good match, guy." He was saying he liked it. I'm like, and you were like, after he walked away, you were like, "Yo, that was a shit match. I don't know what he's talking about."
I thought he was chewing us out. You know, you guys gotta do this, and you guys should have did this and this. And he's staring me right in the eye, and then he like looks over one, looks at the other guys, and I just felt like, oh fuck, man, he's just chewing into us because that match was like, it did not flow at all. All right,
next card.
Next card.
My pick. Stop.
Who booked this shit? Were you here for that one?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were. Yes, you were because of the Iron Sheik.
Yeah. Fuck. Let's talk about him real fast before we get into the other who booked this shit stuff. I remember beforehand, you guys were just like, "Adam, are you gonna be okay to do this? Are you gonna be okay to do this?" And if you're a little bit confused listening to right now, we had Iron Sheik in Oshawa back in 2007 for an old MCW show. Let's just say it didn't go well. And it ultimately just led to, obviously, the company's demise, and there was a whole bunch of other shit that just kind of went down, and people didn't get paid, and then eventually
you got your life threatened.
I got my life threatened, which was a lot of fun, but Iron Sheik wouldn't get out of the car, and just there was just a whole bunch of, like, that was a tough night.
But the night before, we got to eat chicken wings with the Iron Sheik, so that was a plus.
Oh no, you got to eat chicken wings with the Iron Sheik. I wasn't there.
Oh right, you were.
Yeah,
it was me.
No. So you got to have all the fun stuff. I wasn't there that night.
Yeah.
So of course, like, naturally, like, my opinion of the Iron Sheik at that point was just like, oh, this fucking asshole or whatever, blah blah blah. But like at the same time too, like, what's that?
That's why there was so much emotion in your promo when you just cut into him. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I was not pleased with just like how everything transpired. I forgave, but I didn't forget. You know what I mean? So when you guys were just like, we can just get someone else to cut the promo and just go out there, I'm like, no, it makes sense for the fucking asshole manager to do it and whatever. So I gritted my teeth and did the promo or whatever, and it turned out pretty well. I like I went back and rewatched it recently, and like it turned out pretty good. Sorry?
It's one of my favorite moments in Deathproof is you and fucking Iron Sheik battling back and forth. It was like, it was magic. I loved it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.